Back. I just woke up from a crazy nap. You probably see sleep marks all on my face. Hold on, I'm about to share this to all my social media. Just shared it to Twitter. Now let me share it to Facebook. Honestly, I never shared this to Instagram, so I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to need to flip my phone to do this. Off all my lives, and we're gonna look up some world news. And we're gonna talk some shit about the world. Cause that's what I do, baby. And I wait for some people to join. And when some people join in, then we really get to talking. But until then, you know what I'm saying? Until the chat gets popping like usual, I will read the news. And if y'all got any specific news that you think that I didn't read about today, go ahead and comment it, and then I will go find it. Let me pull up the chat on my computer just in case. Ain't new news, but I'm weak. My guy Phil, what's popping, bro? I just woke up from a crazy nap. You know how I be doing. Got 4 to 6 nap, baby. Get my 2-hour shift in. Wake back up. And then I'll be like, damn, why can't I fall asleep at midnight? Typical. Nap King, that's me. Phil, do you be reading the news, bro? Edison hit that shit too. It's a good little biphasic sleep, man. I get like 4 or 5 hours at nighttime, and then I'm just tired enough to sleep for 2 hours in the middle of the day. That's why I'd be grumpy if I don't take my 2-hour nap, because I'd be like, now I actually gotta go to sleep early. Let me make sure I go to Google and not Bing today. See how I made that adjustment, bro. Ooh, let's see if anything updated with that situation in Guatemala. I feel you on that actually. I'm the same way, man. Like, yeah. I feel you. But I'm still gonna do it. Damn, why is my computer going mad slow today? It was actually going mad slow last time too. I must have done something to just slow my shit up. Yeah. Bro, you know what happens to me, bro? I'll look up one story, bro, and I'll end up on a completely different topic. Like yesterday, bro, somehow, somehow reading about ships led me to the Flying Dutchman, which led me to SpongeBob, which led me to Nosferatu, which led me to vampires. Now I was reading about the difference between vampires in Spain and vampires in America or Eastern Europe, and then that led me to going all the way back to Vlad the Impaler, where Joe Rogan was talking about where Dracula came from, but he had like all the facts wrong. And some nerd in the chat was like, "You're so wrong. If you knew Latin and if you knew this language, you would know that Dracula comes from Dracul, which is dragon, which is the order of the dragon, because that's what his blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Yo, this is mad interesting." So I'm sitting here reading about the order of the dragon and shit, all because I wanted to know something about a part of a ship, bro. So that's what be happening to me. Be going on a study binge. That's what happens to me on Wikipedia. I look from one page and end up reading 50 Wikipedia pages. Yep. That has happened to me, bro. Plenty of times. We got racist vampires now. But yeah, I do that all the time, man. So I already know. I'm like, if I'm gonna look something up, I need to like set some kind of boundaries. Like, I'm gonna look this up, and like as soon as I find it, I need to hurry up and close the tab. Because if I start reading further, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I never heard that before. Click that. Click that. Click that. Click that. Why am I reading about doctors giving women orgasms in the 1900s? Don't know. That's just how it happens. That happened to me before, for real. I was reading about. Oh, I can't remember where it started. That's the thing about these rabbit holes. They don't stop, and you don't even know how you got there. You're like, bro, what was I even looking for? I was looking up the some word in English because I was like, oh, that's really close to Spanish. I'm like, I wonder is that this, and I looked up something, and that led me to the word hysterical, and it was like, did you know hysterectomy came from this, which came from hysterical, which came from the term hysteria that doctors used to diagnose women with because they said they needed their clitoris stimulated, and women would be saying I got hysteria, so they could call a doctor and get stimulated, and just crazy times, man. That's where vibrators came from. Vibrators and dildos. They're basically like making a machine to like cure the woman of her hysteria. But like, if you don't believe women can have orgasms, then you're like, well, yeah, this will cure you of whatever you're trying to do. Clearly, you can't have an orgasm, so the shaking is probably just getting a demon out of you or something. But anyways, yeah, that was a crazy little. That was crazy. A lot of medical stuff. A lot of medical stuff that I've like stumbled across. I'm like, this is insane, bro. This is crazy. Like, I'm gonna look this next one up before I say it because I want to make sure I'm speaking facts. But when I tell you this, bro, when I tell you, yeah, medical is never ending. Yeah, when you just find out, all you gotta do is just look up, like, how did this surgery start? Or how was this surgery performed the first time? And you're just like, bro, what? Phil, do you know the fact that I'm thinking of? If you think of something with childbirth and you think of extreme violence, I feel like you might be the only person that knows this. But like I said, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up first. No, no, not the effects of the baby inside the womb. More, it would be something that a doctor would do to extract the baby. I'm looking it up right now. I'm right on top of it. Well, I'll tell you, I know what it is. I just wanna know why they used to do it. But they used to use they used to use a saw to cut or break a woman's pubic bone to open up the canal to get the baby out, which is insane. But I can't remember why that used to happen. It was only used as a last resort if they had no way of getting a baby out of a pregnant woman. So I think, oh yeah, I think, oh, okay, no, I found it. This is exactly how I landed here. I'm literally looking at the article. What I saw was chainsaws, and I thought, who was the first motherfucker to come up with a chainsaw? Because that was a smart motherfucker. And I typed in, like, when was the chainsaw invented? And then this article popped up. Chainsaws were originally invented for helping with childbirth, not for cutting wood. And I'm like, what the? How is that going to help with childbirth? Because they was cutting them open with the chainsaw. They was like, because that's how they were getting the baby out. And just so y'all don't think I was bullshitting, because this was before cesareans, this is Business Insider, so this ain't no random motherfucker on Reddit or something like that. This is real deal. 1780, two doctors invented the chainsaw. Crazy, bro. They're like, you know what would be easier than trying to force this baby out? Let's cut this bitch open with a chainsaw, bro. Way easier. Planet Moolah, I see your question about the writer's strike. I'm gonna get to you on that. Mainly because I don't know shit about it. So, I've been hearing a lot about it. I don't know enough about it to have an opinion on it, to be honest. Like, generally, I think probably any strike that people are going on, if you can get a whole group of people to agree to something like that, it's probably something that needs to happen, some kind of change that needs to happen, right? Because generally, like I said, to get a whole group of people to do something, it's tough. Because I tell you right now, like, I'm not saying I'm a scab or something, but unless I was being severely underpaid and I had nowhere else to go, you couldn't get me to do a strike, bro. I'll be like, y'all got me fucked up, bro. I need to pay my bills. Good luck with whatever y'all are trying to do. And I think most people are like that. Most people are trying to mind their business. Most people are not trying to cause trouble. So usually when there's big groups of people doing something, like trying to form a union, trying to protest or whatever, usually there's some kind of underlying issue that's valid. Like I said, people usually aren't just doing stuff just to be doing it. Especially when it comes to working. Now, stuff outside of working, like, yeah, there's some wacky ass protests. I'm not gonna lie. But when it comes to job stuff, like these people have jobs. Like, they're not people that don't work. People that don't work be doing some crazy shit, like laying in the road and getting ran over on purpose and stuff. But people that work, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know enough to actually weigh in on the actual topic, but I could look it up. But I'm gonna be a fake expert. I'm about to read like two headlines and be like, oh yeah, well, they should pay them. Let's see. What should I type in? Phil, if you were gonna do a Google search on this, what would you type in to get the best information? Let's see. That shit looks like a bike chain. A bike chain on a shovel. Let's see your Google skills, Phil. I'm gonna take exactly what you paste or exactly what you type in here and paste it. So if your Google search sucks, I'm not gonna get the information I need. This is a class on Googling. Planet Moolah, if you want, you can also tell me what your Google search would be. So I can immediately tell you, like, this Google search sucks. I'm joking, but also, like, people actually don't know how to Google. You know what most people do? Like, let's say you're having an argument, or you're looking up some information, right? Instead of, like, searching the story, they'll say, like, I don't know, should writers get paid? Or, like, why are writers complaining? Something like that. When you could, like, this shit's an algorithm, right? Like, it's a robot. You could type in, like hard words like, what are the facts of this story? What are the facts of this case or whatever? And it's gonna pull up something that says, here's the facts. Oh, we're searching for. I'm someone that doesn't know about the writers slash actor strike in Hollywood, and I want to know about it, and I want to get a legit story about it. So what should I type in Google? Fanamula says I would type what are writers striking for. All right, let's see what that turns up. I did not copy that because that just posted my article. Let me make sure I actually copy it. Copy. Okay. What are writers striking for? A lawyer explains why Hollywood writers and actors are on strike. Alright, let's get into another class on critical thinking and research. Most people would say, oh, okay, this lawyer is explaining why Hollywood writers and actors are on strike. The first thing I think is, who the fuck is this lawyer, bro? Why should I listen to him? That's literally the first thing I thought. It just says lawyer explains. Like, how do I know this is a real lawyer, bro? Now I have to look this person up. I have to check their credentials, because I don't. I mean, the site's WBA. It's probably West Baltimore, I'm guessing. West Baltimore TV. So it's a real news channel, but I don't know how biased they are or whatever. And still, like, what if this journalist did bad research? I don't know. So I'm gonna read it, but I would just keep that in mind. Like, this is not the end all be all. What the fuck does writers in Hollywood have to do with Amazon? These must be two separate articles. Hold on a second. Oh, see, this is just a video. It's not even. Let me see how long the video is. Oh, hell no. It's 5 minutes. I'm not watching that shit. Alright, show transcript. That's better. Oh, it's a long transcript, Planet Moolah. The actors are striking too. That's correct. Like the writers, they're really asking for many of the same demands, including better pay, better contracts, but also seeking protection against artificial intelligence. AI, what's being dubbed the streaming effect. What is the streaming effect? That's a term we've heard a few times. The streaming effect is when we're streaming our services, like on our favorite shows like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and when we're watching those shows, been watching them for the 10th time in a row, those actors are not receiving the same residuals that Netflix and Amazon Prime are. In fact, a lot of times they're just really earning pennies on the dollar. Got it. But haven't the actors been paid up front for this? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I mean, I didn't look that deep into it, but I get the never believe a lawyer part of the job description is to lie. I feel that. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand from like the 3 paragraphs that I just skimmed is that obviously things are changing really quickly, and it's funny reading that because I just watched this Black Mirror episode that was based on that, really. But it just says that they're not receiving residuals for like me streaming Netflix, or they're not receiving a decent amount anyways. They're getting like pennies. The first thing I would think of, first of all, I would never defend a corporation. But just looking at the argument logically, I would say, how much is the corporation getting and how many people do they have to pay? Because, like, yeah, this shit's about the supporting cast and actors and stuff, right? Is there 500 actors on the show? Do I have to pay the cameraman, the effects person, everybody? I have to pay all these people. Yeah, if if we get paid $100 for every rewatch, each person's only gonna get 50 cents because there's 500 of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I can't give y'all all $1, or else we wouldn't have enough money. So I would like to look at the figures. I assume they probably are getting shitted on, to be honest, but I still would want to look at it just so I can say with good faith, like, yeah, they're getting fucked over. So that's the first thing. But to be honest, I think this has been an issue for a long time. I remember, even if you think about the movie Friday, right? Ice Cube makes this movie on his like own dollar, basically, right? And he gives Chris Tucker and all these people, I want to say it was 5K. Don't quote me on that figure. I can look it up right now. But I think they got 5K to do the movie. It was a shitty movie, right? It was not a huge Hollywood production. They made it themselves. That shit's a classic now. Millions, 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 millions. Like, yeah, it was in their contract to only get 5K, right? But that's because you expected to make X amount of money because you made it yourself. Once you start raking in hundreds of millions, why would you not say, hey, thanks for everyone for participating? Like, I'm going to give y'all all 1% of this movie for the rest of your lives. Thank you, or something like that, right? It's not really unfair that you're not giving the money because they signed a contract. Y'all made a contract. But also, like, why not? That's why more movies never happen with Chris Tucker and shit like that, by the way. Because they're like, no, bro. Like, motherfucker didn't even give us money the first time. Like, why would we do that? So, stuff like that. I remember the kid from the Willy Wonka movie. It was the same thing. Like, I read about that kid. He was like a regular ass kid, like going to college and shit because like you got like $50 that day to do the movie, and then it becomes like the biggest movie ever. And it's like, well, yeah, you said you were gonna do the movie for $50, bro. I'm not gonna give you more money. Like, this is what we agreed upon. So I can definitely see a situation like that happening right now. That's basically what the article was saying, that they're not getting any extra money for rewatches or anything like that. But anyways, back to this Black Mirror episode. Can't think of what the name of the episode was, but you'll know it when you start it. Oh, it's called someone is awful. Joan is awful. This lady, she fires her like friend. She's cheating on her husband, fiance, whoever, and she's just like generally an unhappy, shitty person. She gets home, she's on the couch with her boyfriend, fiance, husband, whoever it is, and he's like, "Hey, this looks exactly like you," and she has the same name, Joan is awful. We should watch it. And she's like, "That doesn't look like me," because it's actually Salma Hayek, but she has the same like color in her hair and like same name, right? And it starts playing, and she's like, hold on, like, this is my life, bro. Like, this is literally, like, the stuff I did today. And basically what happens is, like, she tries to, like, sue, like, the company on the show, like, Googleberry or some shit like that, but it's Netflix. She tries to sue Netflix, and her lawyer's like, no, it says right here in the terms and conditions that, like, they can use any part of your life once you hit agree. And she said, I didn't read that shit. No one reads that shit. They're like, well, you should have read that shit. There's nothing we can do. And then she's like, oh, can I sue them for defamation? Because they're talking about me and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, no, this is AI generated. This isn't real. So, like, they're not actually using anything in real life. These are fictional characters. It's just AI video. And so there's nothing she could do about it. And Salma Hayek ends up trying to do the same thing. Because the girl's like, okay, I'm going to make Salma Hayek's life shitty. Like, literally shitty. Because she goes into a church and just shits all over the floor. And so then the Salma Hayek in the show shits all over the floor. Because it mimics her life. And Salma Hayek's like, hell no, she's ruining my image. My family's Catholic. I would never do that. She tries to get out of the contract. And they're like, well, it's not even you. It's AI. And so, like, you already signed the contract. It is what it is. So that was a good little show, man, about where AI is about to go, and it's gonna get sticky, man. It's gonna get sticky with legalities and stuff because it's not even real, bro. Like how, like what can you say? Like I've been seeing AI women, bro. There's pages on Instagram of like real deal women dancing and shit like that, and like you think nothing of it, and you go to the comments like, "This is crazy. This looks like a real woman," and I'm like, "That's not a real woman, bro." And I look and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like I see the glitching now a little bit. Like the hands are a little bit messed up, but overall it looks like a real video. So, anyways, what just happened right there is exactly what happens when I look stuff up. I just go completely off the script, and now that wasn't even the first thing we looked up. We were looking up chainsaw childbirths, bro. Phil, what you got to say about that, bro? Did you read the last contract that you signed, Phil? Did you read your terms and conditions? Because they might have you booty popping on a stripper pole in an AI show. And there's nothing you can do about it because you signed the terms and conditions of having an Instagram. And on Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg said, I can use any images you upload to make an AI cartoon. They do that to me. I just hope he's a good dancer. Planet Moolah, did you do any italki lessons since the last time or not? And if y'all haven't liked the video, like the video, bro. Y'all can't be sitting up in here and not liking my video. That's crazy. I have another talking session this week. What day? And what are you planning to do in that session? Let's get you ready for that session. I hope so. That'd be lit. Phil, did you just hear that? Are you behind on the stream? Or are you just not replying? I don't care if you're behind. I just want to know so that like if I ask you something, I can just be like, all right, he's not gonna reply for like 2 minutes. Oh, I just saw you say their average salary is 100K, Planet Moolah. But this kind of going off topic because we already passed this. But it doesn't matter if your salary is 100K. If that's maybe the only project that you worked on in the last 2 years, because like you put all of your effort into this movie, because the movie's gonna make $50 billion or something like that, right? I'm sure that they don't write like 50 scripts a year or something like that because it's too much work, too much mental effort. Maybe someone does, but they probably suck. My chat is behind. It says I'm live. I could refresh the page. You answered right when I said. Okay, so from the time that you typed, I answered right when you said because I was dying. How long is it before I say this? Is there a gap in between that or not? Can I put an example sentence in the chat that I understand? You can do whatever you want in this chat, bro. Nah. Okay, so there was just a for some reason there was just a delay with that one comment, I guess. Les necesito comprar regalos a mis hijos. Los necesito comprar hoy. Wireless and los. This is one of those things. This is all right. Before I start talking about this, do you know what indirect objects are? indirect and direct object pronouns, whatever the fuck it's called. But like, do you know that concept or no? I barely know that shit in English. Okay, it's not really a thing in English. That's the problem. So let me think of a good way to explain this. Because ideally, I wouldn't explain this. You would just pick it up over time. But I'm gonna kind of clue you in, and then maybe you can start focusing on it more. All right. In this sentence, les necesito comprar regalos. Right. We're just gonna stop there. You see the verb to buy, comprar, right? Les is going to refer to a group of people. Les is ustedes or ellos, right? So when I say les, that's the start of the sentence because Spanish is a little bit different than English. So I'm going to put whoever I'm talking about receiving the action first. So we could swap les. We could say te necesito, right? I need to buy gifts. It's like kind of like for you, I need to buy gifts. Like I said, Spanish is a receiving language. So that les is tus hijos, which is why at the end you say a mis hijos. And in real life, you might not actually say a mis hijos because it was probably provided contextually. You're probably already talking about your kids. And you wouldn't even say a mis hijos. You just say les necesito comprar regalos, right? And then at the end, los necesito comprar hoy. That los is gonna refer to the regalos, right? Because el regalo, los regalos. So you can say, if you say los compro or los voy a comprar, we already said regalos before, so I know when you say los that you're referring to those regalos. It's the same thing in English. If I say like if I say like, yeah, it's Christmas, I gotta get something for the kids, right? I just provided you context. I'm talking about my kids, and then I can say I'm gonna buy them some gifts. I don't have to say I'm gonna buy my kids some gifts because I already said I gotta get something for the kids. I'm gonna buy them some gifts. No, you can't use los in the first sentence, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's not direct; it's indirect. So, for instance, there's a handful of things that are never gonna be direct because there's an exchange happening. So, for instance, giving, dar, talking, decir. There's a bunch of other words. But anytime if there's an exchange happening, if it's more than something that's a very direct action, because in this case, it's not a direct action. It's like this person, me, I'm getting them something. There's something else in the picture, so it's indirect. If it was like, okay, for instance, like I love them, right? It's just direct. I love them. Los amo, because there's no third party anything. There's no exchange happening. It's just I love them. When I'm talking, when I'm giving, there's an exchange of words. There's something else in the picture. Or like for instance, if I see someone, right? I don't say les vi or les veo because there's nothing else. It's like lo vi, lo veo, los veo because it's very direct. So that's the difference. Like, it's a tough concept, and don't worry. Like, I feel like all English speakers go through this phase where you're like, do I say le? Do I say lo? Do I say la? It's tough, but you're gonna get that through practice. And picking the wrong thing, putting les or le when you should put lo or la, is called leísimo or leísmo. Leísmo, sorry. And that there's places and there's people that do it a lot. Leísmo. I'll type it just so Clearly, I'm like half drunk because I said leísimo, but it's leísimo. John, OJ, what's up, bro? Leísimo. So, Planet Moolah, don't worry, bro. You're not the only person that is going through this or will go through this. To be honest, there's still times where I'm just like, I'm just gonna throw one out there, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. But that usually happens with like a verb that I don't use that much. So I'm like, oof, I don't know if this is considered like direct or not. The main ones, like I said, like if you were speaking to a woman, like with usted, right? You're gonna say la amo. Like you're not gonna say le, because like I said, it's direct. It's like I love you. It's there's nothing else in between there. But if you give someone something, if you're talking to someone, in this case, you're giving them a gift or you're buying them a gift, there's an indirect thing happening. It's not just a direct. I feel this way towards this person. I'm doing something. It's just that's tough. It's tough. But more importantly, just make sure you get make sure you get those. I guess they're called pronouns. I'm not even 100% sure. Like I said, I'm not like a grammar whiz as far as terms. I just know how to use them. But make sure you know each one, right? So make sure you know me, te, le, les, right? Uh, and then on the other side, same thing. It's pretty much the same, but then it goes lo, la, los, las. But if you know those, at least you can recognize them when other people use them. And like I said, you'll start to see like, okay, they always say los uh, in this sentence structure, and then on other stuff you'll be like, okay, they always say less, right? Like I said, like with the word um, decir, right? If someone's talking with like usted or whatever, it's always gonna be le digo. It's not ever gonna be lo digo. Like it's always le. Is there a generic one I can get away with if I don't know? No, because it wouldn't. It doesn't make sense for there to be a generic one because there's two options. If there was three options, then maybe maybe there would be something like more neutral. But like I said, if your choice is between saying les and los, there's no neutral option. It's just two options. One of them's gonna be wrong. I would say that like in certain situations with certain verbs, it's gonna be less obvious. Like I said, if you said uh, oh, you know a good one that used to trip me up because people say it differently every time is with the verb ayudar, right? To help. If you listen to like business owners and shit, like my barber, he'll say, cómo le puedo ayudar, right? And he'll say that to anyone, like le. And I'm like, oh, like it's always le, okay. But sometimes people say lo instead of le when they're like saying usted. I don't know why. I don't know what their reasoning is, but sometimes they do. Um, and I asked Will about it one time too, and he was like, "Oh, you could use both." And I'm just like, "What the kind of answer is that, bro?" But he's like, "Yeah, you could use both." He was like, "If I didn't know someone at all, I would say le." He's like, "But if I knew them a little bit, I would say la if it was a woman." I was just like, "What the fuck?" Some stuff you just don't think about too hard, bro. Like I said, some stuff you can only get through experience, and you're just like, all right, everyone I'm around says it like this. I'm gonna roll with this option. It might not even be grammatically correct. That's all that matters. But let me try to think of a. I would say don't put limiting beliefs on yourself, bro. You can be super good in a year. Super good is relative, anyways. like, yeah, you're not going to be a native speaker in a year, right? Because they have 30 years of speaking, 20 years of speaking, whatever. But all of these things that you might be like confused about right now, you can definitely resolve those within a year, and like mainly get a hold of them. There's only so many grammatical concepts, especially like the ones that you use on a daily basis. Now, there's some more complicated stuff, but if you're not like a scholar and you're not teaching a university class, you're probably not gonna encounter them that much. Like for instance, sometimes I gotta pull out the big book, La Rai, because I be reading, bro. So sometimes I know grammatical structures and sentences, and and I'll say something, and some of my friends will be like, "Oh no, it's there, it's not I," and I'll be like, "Well, actually, you can use both. It's just that no one says I, and it's just, but it's grammatically correct." And they'll be like, "No, no, it's wrong," and I'll be like, "Let me pull out the dictionary on your ass real quick." Um, and so, but like I said, for the most part, the stuff that you use on a daily basis, like you're not gonna have those problems. But I'm gonna tell you the concept that I'm talking about, and then we'll go from there. So basically, when we're talking, you might not know anything about this yet, but it'll give you something to think about in the future. When we're talking about miedo, right? Fear. Tener miedo. To have fear. You can say tener miedo a algo, right? Something. Or you can say tener miedo de, and then a verb, right? And so it's just that some people don't use one of those forms. Um, and it doesn't even have to be a verb, actually. Like, you can say tengo miedo de ti, but like I said, like someone might say, "Oh, that's not correct," because they might only say no tengo miedo a nadie, right? They always say and so they're not used to hearing de, or like knowing where they're from says de or whatever. But technically, according to the dictionary, they're both right. So it's stuff like that. I'm an op. I can't like videos. Why you can't like videos, bro? I watched your video the other day, how I learned Spanish in 1 year. I like how you broke it down by months. Yeah, and that was just, that was just my journey, bro. Don't limit yourself to my journey, because there was a lot of stuff I didn't know. And like I said, I didn't have someone doing live streams that I could just be like, "Hey, could you help me with this concept?" So a lot of these concepts, I'm like looking up YouTube videos, and there's no YouTube videos about the concept, or the YouTube videos just aren't that clear. Because some people think they're explaining something well, and it might be for somebody, but it might leave you with more questions. So at least right now, if I say something, you could be like, "I didn't really understand that. Can you explain it a different way?" Or you got like one little question about everything I just explained, and you're like, "But what about this?" And then I can address it, and you might walk away understanding. But with videos that are already pre-made, it's like you get what you get. If you figure it out, you figure it out. If you don't, you don't. So just because my progress was a certain way for a year doesn't mean that yours won't be better. You know what I mean? Especially because you have that blueprint, and you could possibly put more time into it. It might seem like I study a lot or I watch a lot or whatever, and maybe to somebody I do, but honestly, man, like I like listen to a podcast on my way to work. listen to a podcast on the way back most of the time. I still do that now. A lot of times, it depends. Sometimes it's just music, but I do that, and I have a conversation, a couple times a week, which is the most important thing. And then that's really it. Like, I know some people probably think I study like 6 hours a day or something. I really don't. Um, so I definitely want to start talking more since you said it's the most important thing. I feel a little stuck, so I gotta try something. First of all, you're not stuck because you're only like 2 months in. You see this dude, ASAP Quan? Shaquan can tell you because probably everything I'm gonna say to you, I already said to him. It gets tough, man. It gets tough. It takes a long time to feel confident speaking. Um, and like I always tell him, think about where you were 2, 3, 4 months ago. At some point, you couldn't speak Spanish at all, or you couldn't form a sentence, or you couldn't have a conversation. So people start having conversations. They have 2, 3 conversations. They're like, man, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I'm like, bro, you're having a conversation. And a month ago, you literally could not have a conversation. You are getting somewhere. Maybe not at the rate that you want to, but you're making progress. You're making good progress. It's not going to happen in a month because there's just so much about another language that you have to learn. But yes, conversations are important and they'll help you resolve these little issues that you're having with the language, like les and los and little stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, if you got any other questions like that, like little grammar stuff, I can break it down as much as I can. Some of it, like I said, just comes with time because there's so much stuff that I watched and got explained to me that on that day it kind of just didn't make sense. And like 3 weeks later, like through conversations or something, I would hear it and I'd be like, oh, it's all clicking now. It's all clicking. But like I said, those conversations are vital, man. They're necessary to kind of expose your deficiencies so that you can know what you actually do need to work on, what you need to talk about more, stuff like that. Am I stuck in weightlifting or am I still able to make PRs? I mean, if I'm not hurt, I'm still able to make PRs. There's really no such thing as getting stuck. Like, if you know what you're doing, then you're just in a phase where you're growing to make that PR in the future. You would only be stuck if you don't know what you're doing or at what rate you're supposed to make progress. So you feel like, I feel like this is a long time, and then say not really. Like, it's just how long it takes. So yeah, I feel like only, no disrespect, but I feel like only people that don't exactly know what they're doing say that they're stuck or at a plateau or whatever. Either you're not at a plateau or you really are at a plateau, which also means you don't know what you're doing because you don't know how to get out of the plateau. But there's always a way to improve. Like, I'm just gonna make up some random shit. I start doing push-ups every day. I can do 5 push-ups today, and that's like all I can do. One set of 5, and my arms are smoked. Next week, I'm doing 6 push-ups. Next week, I'm doing 7 push-ups. Next week, I can't do 8. I still drop. I dropped at 7. All right, I'm gonna start doing sets of 3 because I should be able to do sets of 3 relatively easy. It's half of the number of push-ups that I can do. Knock out a set of 3, rest. Knock out a set of 3, rest. Knock out a set of 3. I just did 9 push-ups in one session compared to the 7, 6, 5 that I did in the weeks before. So I'm still getting way more total volume in. I did 9. Next week, I'm gonna knock in an extra set. Doesn't even have to be 3. Could be 2, could be 1, because then I'm gonna do 10 push-ups in total. And so I would say in this situation where you're not adding in that 8th push-up and you're doing more shit, there's 2 ways you could think about it. You know what you're doing and you say, I'm doing more total volume, I'm making progress. And when I try to do 8, 9, 10 push-ups, I'm gonna be able to knock it out. Or you're doing that, and you're like, man, I cannot get this eighth push up. To me, that means you don't know what you're doing. If you're doing the work and you think you're not making progress, you don't know what you're doing. And then obviously the other option is you just keep trying to do 8 push-ups every week. That means you just don't know what you're doing at all. You just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. That's like my clients that I get new and I'm like, what's your best lift? What's your whatever? And they're like, well, I did 185, been stuck there for 8 months. I'm like, what do you mean you've been stuck there for 8 months, bro? You shouldn't be stuck anywhere for more than a month, bro. Yes, that's Shaquan. I ain't never seen Shaquan in here either. It was a bit surprising. I don't know if Phil's still listening, but yeah, Phil's in here, Planet Moolah's in here. I'm guessing Oxa's done with her workout, so I don't know how much time we got. Phil, you fake. Oxa, you cooking or are we door dashing? Damn, it says 8 people are in here. I don't know who it is because there's not 8 people participating in this conversation. What y'all 8 people doing? What y'all doing? Tell me something. Tell me something. What's popping? Where y'all at? Rolando, I'll be right back. Rolando, you been here the whole time? You saw Planet Moolah struggling with less and Los and you didn't say nothing? That's crazy. Who else in here? Who else in here? Dímelo. Dime a ver. I made meat already before the workout. Oh, okay. I forgot you hate Guatemala. He probably already left to take a shower. Rolando messed up, man. She ain't gonna never forget that. All because he wanted to make a weak ass joke. Could have been peace and love in the chat, and he just ruined it, bro. I never used these emojis before. Let me see what happens if I click it. Nothing even happened. Are y'all seeing the hundreds pop up? Why does that happen? Like, I click it and nothing happens. Yep, I'm the ultimate grudge holder. My only downfall. That's not your only downfall. I don't want to get on Axel's bad side. That is a great idea, bro. Definitely don't get on her bad side. You see the effects of it. Oh, y'all see that? My bad. I was just clicking, bro. I clicked like 100 times because I'm like, I don't see nothing. So what is the point of that, bro? Am I supposed to click that after y'all say something so I can affirm your thoughts? Okay, Axel, you see it? 100. John, you see it? 100. Maybe that'll encourage y'all to comment more. You get a 100 when you say something. So. Positive affirmations. John, you got any Spanish questions? Only Planet Moolah has Spanish questions today. I'm Axa. You stupid. Nah, bro, she's not just Axa. She's Axa. I can't see this message, so I'm gonna pin it. What do you want to talk about with mindset? Bro, y'all are the talkers, bro. Whatever y'all want to talk about. Is Axa short for something? No, that's her full name, bro. It's a very biblical name. Yeah, we can talk about whatever y'all want, bro. Not right now. Prepare a couple for next time. Oh yeah, no worries, bro. You don't have to do that either if you don't want to. Just asking. Just making sure. Just making sure. Excellent. Yeah, man. I just get on here and chat with y'all. Y'all don't have to talk about any of the subjects if y'all don't want to. You can talk about whatever. Y'all do a pretty good job of that, keeping it random though. Like, I don't think we talked. I don't know if we talked about anything language last time. It was all what? It was all our marriage. So this time it was a little more language heavy. Um, we've had other times we talked about mindset. We talked about discipline in the gym and language learning. If you want to talk about something with mindset, that is, I would say a lot of language learning is a mindset thing. Because people do a good job of coming to English. One thing that you'll see, like me and Axel, sometimes we be watching these travel blogs and stuff like that. It's like people that are coming to English, it's like they have no shame, like in a good way. It's just that like if they know any English, they just blurt it out. This dude was yesterday. He was in Colombia, and he's like, "Oh, you want to be in my YouTube video?" And the dude's just like, I love you," and it's just like, he doesn't know what "I love you" means. He thinks whatever. It doesn't matter. He's just like, "Yo, these are the English words I know. I'm blurting them out." Whereas like someone that's learning Spanish could actually put a sentence together and they'll be too scared to say it because they're like, I'm gonna say it wrong and somebody's gonna judge me and whatever. You know what I mean? So I think like every person I've ever met that learned English, I feel like they've been braver about speaking English um, than the opposite. Like I don't know. There's a handful of people I know that are just like confident Spanish speakers or whatever. But most people are like, oh yeah, I get super embarrassed. I don't want to blah blah blah. Shabazz is a cool name too. Thanks, bro. What is Tejano? Depends on the context. It depends on the context. But I'm guessing that you're talking about like Mexican American music, no? That's what I would assume you're talking about. The music. Yeah, it's a genre. No, I didn't keep up with that case actually, and no, for the most part, I do not separate the person from the artist because I don't know, man. I just don't think that's realistic, bro. Like I think about it in terms of, and you shouldn't even have to do this. You should just say the person did this thing. But I think like if this person violated my mom, would I be banging their music? Probably not, bro, because it's my mom. But it's like some random woman I don't know, like, oh man, like, yeah, he sex trafficked this girl or he did this to this girl, but I don't care about him. I'm just listening to the song he made. But I wouldn't do that if I knew the girl. You know what I'm saying? Funny story is not funny at all. South Park Mexican. I don't know if y'all know him. He's from Texas. Uh, and he's got this real famous song like um, why when I'm not high do I always feel I'm missing something? Anyway, that's a banger in Texas, bro. I remember I was singing that song, bro, and this girl at my high school was like, "Yo, fuck South Park Mexican, fuck you for singing that shit," and blah blah. And I'm like, "Yo, what are you talking about, bro?" And she's like, "Yo, that dude uh, molested my cousin and blah blah, and that's why he's in jail." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And this girl Brianna, like, I was cool with her, bro. I was super cool with her. But she was like going off, bro. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now. And like she told me everything, and I went and Googled it, and I knew he was in jail, but I just didn't really know what he was in jail for, bro. I was too young. Uh, and I Googled it, and I'm like, oh damn, this dude's really a rapist, bro. Like, he's a child molester. And like, bro, like it doesn't really matter how much bangers he put out. I can't listen to that shit because I know her, bro. And like yeah, I was just thinking like, yo, she was mad, bro. Like imagine if your family member got molested by somebody and people were just like dancing to his music and singing it in your face, bro. You'll be like, yo, are you crazy, bro? Like, and so that's the way I think about. You know, people like they're like, oh man, I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm just saying this song is good, and it's like, I just can't, bro. If I don't know much, like in this case, I really don't know much about that case. I wouldn't stop listening to his music until maybe someone told me like, "Hey, bro, I think you're a good person. I think if you read about that case, you wouldn't listen to this." Then I would go read about the case, and I would probably stop listening. Yeah, it was bad. More and more stuff came out, and it was disgusting. Yeah, man. But like even this, even you saying this, even you asking me these questions, there's just this burning desire. I want to go look into the case now, but I'm like, oh, man, I'm gonna look into it. I'm never gonna be able to listen to this music again. I'm gonna hear that them both come on. I'm gonna be like, nah, can't dance to this. I'm sorry. So yeah, and but also like, I don't know, man. I'm not one of those people that's like, your mindset's different than mine. I'm not gonna talk to you at all. I got friends that don't exactly feel the same about those kind of situations as me. And I don't think they're bad people. I just can't in good conscience do it. I understand what people say when they say they separate the person from the artist, but I can't. I can't, bro. And maybe in certain cases, if it's a murder or robbery, and I'm like, well, that was gang shit. They were both like active in it, but like, yeah, like violations like that, bro. My heart just won't let me, bro. I can't watch certain movies if it has actress I don't like Will Smith. What did Will Smith do to you, bro? I feel you though. I feel you. Actually, certain performances can put you off of a person too. That's why, like the dude in The Lovely Bones, he made a specific request that if he was gonna play that child molester, he had to look totally different because he didn't want people in real life seeing his face and just being like, "Yo, fuck this child molester." Like, so he had to put on a disguise. Reese Witherspoon, what did Reese Witherspoon do to you, bro? You got some crazy dislikes going on. I almost want to say you're hating, but I need to know the reason that you don't like them. What did Reese Witherspoon do to you, bro? If you don't have a good reason, you're just hating. Then that's fine. I support hating. Sometimes I just be hating too, bro. Let's be like, this dude did nothing to me. I don't like him. She pulled the DU in the Who I Am car when she got pulled over for a DUI. But she was drunk though. And to be fair, I'm not saying I would do that, but there's way more of a chance of me doing it if I think it's gonna get me out of getting a crime put on me. I see like all senators and celebrities do that. Like every single one I've ever seen that got pulled over for a DUI. They're like, bro, you think you gonna arrest me, bro? You know what's gonna happen if you arrest me? Adrian Broner did the same thing. I'm like, bro, no one cares who you are. Like, you're just a boxer, bro. Why would they not arrest you? But I think they're drunk and they're like, John Jones didn't do it when he got arrested. I really don't remember his footage, but he also had like beat the shit out of his wife. So it's like, can't really put him on like some moral high ground because he didn't act up when he got pulled over for a DUI. There we go. That's a good one. I have a tougher time not supporting fighters when they do crazy shit. 'Cause I'm like, oh my god, this dude's such a good fighter, bro. Like I want to watch his performances and enjoy him beating the shit out of people. But I'm like, bro, this dude be putting the best fighters in the world out, like, and he's hitting his wife. That's insane, bro. Like if you can't fight and you hit your wife, I'm not saying it's okay, but at least maybe it was a decent fight. Like maybe y'all were actually scrapping or something. But like, what need does John Jones have to ever get physical with anybody? It's like, bro, you already won the fight before the fight happened, so can't even really say like, oh, I was defending myself or something like that. Like, oh, in the DR, trafficking is really common, but it's still wrong. People blame the women. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's also connected to that passport. I don't want to say the term passport bros, but that's definitely connected to people doing the sex tourism thing. They don't understand that concept. They don't understand that, like, just because there's 200 women on the line that are willing to have sex with you for money doesn't mean that it's like something that you should do. Because yeah, they're poor and they're willing to do anything for money. That doesn't mean that you should contribute to it. They're like, well, no, they don't. No one's forcing them to do it. They want to do it. Not like they want to eat. They want to make money for their families. Like it's like if someone put on the Hunger Games. If they had enough money in that shit, I would go, bro. Or if I needed to pay my rent, I'd be like, you know what? I'll get in a gladiator ring and fight someone to the death for some money because I need to pay my rent. That doesn't mean that the person put on a gladiator show, the person putting on the gladiator show is still terrible. You know what I mean? So that's like the disconnect there. They're like, nah, they're lined up because they want to have sex with Americans. No, bro, they need money. This is old, but what do you think of Masvidal when he sucker punched Covington outside a restaurant? That's a tough one, man, because I wasn't there. I would say like I gotta respect Masvidal's like commitment to like this on-site thing because he did the same thing to Leon Edwards. He two-pieced his ass, and like my thing is, I don't do like getting in people's faces, bro. Like if we have any kind of problems and you get close to me, I'm swinging on you, bro. I'm not gonna give you the chance to hit me first because usually in a street fight, whoever gets hit first loses, bro. It's just facts. You don't got gloves on or headgear or nothing. Your teeth break, your jaw breaks, your lips swell up. The moment I feel like there's some danger, I'm swinging. I don't exactly remember that situation. I remember the Leon Edwards one being more legit because they got in each other's faces. If I don't know if Kobe Covington saw Masvidal at all, and I think that's some weak shit. I can't lie. Especially because like they had already fought. Like you had a chance to do something, and he whooped your ass in the ring, bro. Like why? There shouldn't even be any beef after that. It's like you had a chance to do something, you didn't do it. Like it shouldn't. Like that's what makes it some sucker shit to me. Like I feel like he was hurt that he lost in the ring, and he's like, I'm gonna get a good lick at it right now, which that makes it some bitch ass shit to me. But like just hitting someone or like fighting someone you have a problem with, I don't really care about that. But just the way he went about it, I think it was some loser shit. Especially because he's like 40 years old, bro. I stopped fighting when I was like 25. Even younger, actually. But I think it was dead when I was 25. I'm just like, bro, you gotta do something crazy to make me fight now. Like, I'm just too old for this shit. But yeah, to go back to the trafficking thing a little bit, it's kind of the same thing. Like that happens here too. Like pimps and prostitutes. Like half the time the prostitutes start when they're like 14 or something like that, and they got like a pimp, but it's some grown ass dude that like put them on the street to work and takes like 90% of their earnings. So it's like, is it voluntary or is it some 14-year-old girl that doesn't know anything about life? That's just like, I need to get some money and this is whatever. You know what I mean? Did I ever lose a street fight? I would say no. When I was younger, I definitely had some fights that were like nobody really won, just because like no one knows what they're doing. You're just like swinging for the fences, and like no one ever knocked me out. No one ever like beat me up to the point that I was like, all right, man, you got it. Like there was a few people that like will be like banging, and then like we'll kind of look at each other like, you done? And the other person like, you done, motherfucker? Like, all right then. But she like, I'm kind of glad we're not fighting no more because this was getting a little rough. I didn't know what was gonna happen. But I would never say I lost one. Would the other person say I lost? I don't know. That's where that comes in. It's easy to be your own judge. I'm like, nah, I whooped that motherfucker's ass, bro. But everyone says they want to fight. So the funniest thing is, I never thought I lost a street fight, but in the ring, there was a handful of times that like if I made it to decision, I'm like, damn, I didn't do enough. And they're like, red corner, and I'm like, what? I'm just like, I won, bro. How? That's crazy. People go to the Caribbean and say everyone's so nice and hospitable. It's their job. Yeah, it definitely depends on like where you're at and what's happening. But yeah, I do think I think me and Axel have talked about this before. I do think poor people in general are just more friendly. I think they got like a probably because they have like more of a community vibe. Like where my mom's from is poor, and like bro, if you pull up to our family reunion, bro, I don't even think. I was about to say if I brought you, but I don't even think anybody has to bring you. You could walk up and just be like, "Can I get some food?" And everybody will be like, "Yeah, bro, you part of our family today. Go ahead, grab whatever you want, whatever." Bro, you pull up to a rich person's house, security's throwing your ass over the fence. Even if they don't have to, the door could be open, and they're gonna throw you on top of the fence, bro, just because they can. So I do think these like third world places and even poor places here, I just think poor people are nicer in general because they don't feel like they're above you. They just feel like you're another person, and if you need something, they got you. I would definitely think, as crazy as it sounds, I would think a poor person would lend me some money before a rich person, even though they have more of it. That's why I'm so nice. Me too. We poor out here. Nah, but real talk, bro. Like, I'm not even like, yeah. I've had people ask me for money, bro, and I'm looking at my shit like, bro, I barely got money, but I'm like, I feel like this person really needs it because they're asking me. I'm not about to give you my last dollar because I'm gonna make sure I survive, but I'm like, all right, I'm about to get paid. I can give them this, and I can still make it to payday. You know what I'm saying? I can only thing I can afford to do. Yeah, nah, real shit. For the most part, but poor places do have more crime. Yeah, of course. But also, if you look at, I think I talked about this on here before. It's not poor places. It's poor places that are connected to money. So it's cities because to make this point, actually, the most dangerous place in Colombia, Buenaventura. I mean, like it's a whole triangle: Buenaventura, Cali, and some other place I can't think of. It's a port. Buenaventura is a port. There's a lot of shipping. There's a lot of drugs going back and forth. There's a lot of money being exchanged. There's a lot of battles for territory. There's a lot more gangs and that kind of stuff going on. Bro, if you go to some small town like where my mom's from, they're as poor as you can get, bro. My mom literally said last night, she was like, no one has ever been killed in my city. Like no one has ever been killed in that town, Wills Point. I would Google it right now and I would feel confident in saying like there ain't been no murders there in a lot. And the time that I've been alive, there's been no murders. They're poor, bro. You can't get more poor than that. But they're not connected to any big cities. You have to drive an hour away to get to Dallas or whatever. Uh, and so, yeah, it's it's being poor and being around money. That's why I like the area around universities, New York City, stuff like that. They got these poor neighborhoods, and then they got these rich people right here too. Drug selling is happening, robberies are happening. It's like I'm trying to get some money off of this rich person that I don't know because you couldn't rob someone inside of the community. That's another thing that me and Axel love about about Cali, Colombia. Like this girl was talking about being robbed last night. She was like, "Yeah, if you're getting robbed, just start screaming ladron, ladron," because like the people will come beat the shit out of this dude. Like they will, like they'll come help you because that's what a community is. You know what I mean? If I hear somebody screaming thief outside, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna pull my phone out. Yo, he's just taking it, bro. This is crazy. I'm not going out there, bro. I don't know you. Not my community. Rolando's back. Will I carry protection while walking around Cali? Bro, I don't carry protection now. My protection is nothing. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Is the name Shabazz related to the word Sabbath? No, it's not. Wealth inequality is far more dangerous than just poverty. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. You get what I'm saying. Planet Moolah, if you want, I will send you a very good video about that. It's very short, but it's just seeing it sometimes, seeing it, you're like, oh, this makes a lot more sense. Like, I'm sure you understand it, but like I said, if you want to see it, I'll send it to you. But, yeah. Definitely. Hold on a second. Axa just texted me. The fact that she didn't reply. Yeah, she actually wants me to go open the door. I think she forgot her key at home or something like that. But I'm gonna wait until she texts me again. She said tap the key from the hallway. I don't know what that means. But also I just realized that my Instagram story never uploaded when I said click this live. I uploaded it and then I switched so fast that it didn't upload. I just saw that right now, so that sucks. Everybody about to like tap in right now and I'm gonna be like, well, the stream is ending. Yeah, Rolando, you missed some Spanish conversation earlier. We were talking about, like les versus los, las. Planet Moolah has some questions. It's always good to get multiple perspectives. Sometimes someone else can make you understand something better than someone else, You are bilingual, so still got the video of Mexican Joe. Yeah, did I never send that to you? Yeah, just text me after the stream just so I remember. I got it. I sent it to you. Hold on, Axel texted me again. Text.
Whatever, dude.
I literally just read
You
it.
had no dinner tonight.
I literally just said, hold on.
left me
Axel texted
outside.
me. I did not.
You did not care about me. I was stuck outside the gate.
At least you weren't in Cali, Colombia. Jordan Peterson did a lecture on how wealth inequality causes crime. I saw it years ago, but can't find it anymore. I think he deleted it since he started grifting. Does he grift? I don't be watching this shit, so what's up, dude?
No. Can you believe this guy? He left me outside.
She wearing her flag shirt again. She don't be washing. She don't be taking a shower.
Yes, I do. You're gross.
She wore that 6 days in a row.
Orlando, you got something to say about my shirt today?
It wasn't even him. It was Planet Moolah.
No, it wasn't. It was Rolando.
The Icon 2020, okay? Okay. That is a lovely shirt.
Oh, thank you, Rolando.
You're a smart man, you know. Let me see. Who's the Icon 2020? I don't
He's
know.
new. You're new. Icon 2020.
I'm trying to see. Oh, damn. His ad name's the Icon 2022. That doesn't help. The Icon 2020. Who are you?
What's your name?
What's your name? Tony. Yeah.
It's respectable.
Hey, we're back to peace and love in the
Not
chat.
yet.
Oh, not yet? Ah, damn. You like 2/3 of the way there, though, bro.
They all took from the same inspiration.
Yep, just keep saying compliments. Don't veer away from that. No puede decir. No puede decir que, por qué.
Are you a secret spy?
You a secret squirrel? You a freaky frog?
What is wrong with you?
They're inspired by the Argentine
Yeah,
flag.
we're gonna head out.
I told you to stick to compliments, bro.
Hi, Bips.
Oh, I still got this comment pen. Planet Moolah said, "What's for dinner?"
American tacos.
American tacos?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I never ate that before.
Yeah.
We haven't. Y'all don't.
Mm-hmm.
Tex-Mex. I just
Yes,
dropped facts.
actually, I should start saying Tex-Mex.
That's better than saying American tacos.
Yes,
'Cause
that's
I'm
what
thinking
I've
of some
always
hard
called
shell
it.
tacos with some lettuce in it.
Well, that's Tex-Mex.
I know, but hopefully it has more than just lettuce and meat in it.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So say Tex-Mex, don't say American tacos. Cat food.
I guess in a piece.
I guess no peace. That's funny. America takes ideas from around the world and we make it better. I don't know about that one. There's no way you think American tacos are better than regular tacos. Like, they're just not. Fucking shredded cheese and...
We're eating ground beef. That's why they're American tacos.
Are they hard shell tacos?
No.
Alright, then they're not American tacos. Yeah, not with Mexican food. I agree. Mexican food... Yeah.
Or any food.
Yeah,
They're
actually, I was about to
different
say.
other
I
food.
was about to say, they just
If
don't.
I'm eating Ethiopian food, the USA is not gonna
Our
beat
pizza
that.
is way better than Italy. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes, because Italians don't really be seasoning their shit like that. Like, they don't be... Our Chinese food's better than China. I don't know about that. I've never been to China. But,
I don't know about that.
yeah, that doesn't sound realistic.
That sounds odd.
Here's the thing, too. American food is so processed and disgusting. It's just, like, packed with taste, right? That, like, you think... Say they eat dogs in China? Come on, dog. You can't say that. Yeah, it's like a Dorito, bro. It's like, you think that's good because that's what you've been eating as an American, but it's like, bro, that shit is so much flavor in one spot. It's kind of crazy, actually. Like, if you came from somewhere else, you'll be like, this is kind of overwhelming, bro. It's just too much. Like, that's what we do with all food. We just dump everything in there. And I'm not saying it's not good, but it doesn't make it better. Taco Bell is... Oh, okay. You put JK. I was about to get hype. Planet Moolah, I know you've been to France before. What did you genuinely think? What did you genuinely think of their food? Because I just wasn't impressed by it, to be honest. No, it's true. I've seen documentaries on it. There's real Chinese that do it. City Chinese look down on them. I mean, that's normal though. Like we talked about last time. If you live in the South here and you live like in the woods, motherfuckers be eating squirrels. groundhogs, whatever they could find, bro. Cause like you're literally just trying to eat. Like if you ain't sneezing it, it ain't seasoned. Yeah, facts. Yeah, no, they do. I'm not saying that no one in China eats dogs. They definitely do. I agree with the French food thing. I don't really think the French can cook like that. I feel like their shit's just okay. I was not super impressed by French food. Like they got some good desserts, but I didn't eat anything in France where I was like, yo, this French food is so much better here than America. Like, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a guy. Taco Bell goat, says Phil. I can agree with that. I used to get that Nacho Bel Grande, bro. That's my shit, bro. We put our own twist on things for sure. But I think everyone does that with everything. Like we talked about last time, like all cultures are like some variation, like beans, rice, and meat. Like there ain't that much stuff on the planet, bro. You can only cook with so much stuff. Like you know, there's some fruits that only grow in certain places and stuff. So like, hey, what's that fruit in Colombia? What is it? Lulus?
What?
What's that fruit in Colombia that they make the shakes with? Lulus?
I don't know.
There's a fruit in Colombia that don't be like we don't have it here. So Lulus, maybe. Lulu? I can't remember which one. Clearly, I'm not Colombian.
Nope.
By the way, Colombian Independence Day, a couple days away from now. This weekend it's about to be lit. We going out, we getting crazy. We're really Colombian this weekend. I'm about to have like Colombian shirts on and shit and pretend like I'm Colombian for sure. If anyone asks me, I'll be like, hell yeah, I'm from Colombia. What you talking about? The French make fancy looking food. That's it. Spain has better food. Oh, yo, paella? Ooh, they was cooking with that. Am I a bodybuilder? Bro, you see these arms? You think I'm a bodybuilder? Look at my little biceps, bro. No, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm an Olympic weightlifter. I ate Mexican food in England and it was trash.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that. Bro, I saw a real funny clip one time. It was like a cooking show in England. And like they were pronouncing everything so crazy that I was like, I would never eat anything they cooked. Like she said like, what did she say? She said like guacamole, guaca, I can't remember what she said. Guacamole, something like that. But I was like, yo, I wouldn't trust you with anything. I think tourism in Europe is overrated. I don't know if I would call it overrated. I just think there's nothing there that really interests me. That's what I would say. Now, if you care about European architecture, if you care about paintings, or if you care about their culture, it won't be overrated. So I can't say it's overrated, but I can say from living over there, going to those places, like I really only went because I kind of felt like I had to. I'm like, well, I live over here. I don't want to not visit these places. But like right now, as an adult, I wouldn't. I have no desire to go to Europe. That's what I'll say. It's not. I wouldn't say it's overrated. I have no personal desire to go there. It ain't overrated at all. Europe is beautiful, but there's way too much tourists. That's fair. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't say it was overrated. Because it depends on what you care about, what you want. And like I told y'all before, I'm not really like a tourist guy. I'm not like I'm not like go to tourist sites and like, oh wow, this is awesome. I'm like inside the city with the people type of person. There's Mexicans that go to England on a visa. They make legit Mexican food like everything else. There's touristy areas and legit areas. Yeah, for sure. You know what's funny, man? It's so funny that every place has like the same issues because I'll be watching a TikTok and it'll be about not having papers and sneaking around and stuff, and I just assume it's America, and then it's Spain, bro. It's some Mexican dude in Spain, or some Mexican dude in England, and I'm like, bro, what you doing all the way in England, bro? I feel like it's a shorter journey here, but I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. But yeah, Spain gets lots of North Africans, so a lot of everywhere way more racist than us. It's hilarious. I to an extent I agree because when they put their foot down on being racist, it's it's 100% racism. They're not even trying to hide it. I think Americans are way better about being subtle, and they'll be like, I don't hate black people. I just hate people that play basketball. Or something like that. And you're just like, what does that mean? I just hate people that play loud music and play basketball. And you know, I hate people that drive this car. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, man? But yeah, some places over there, like not to put Will on the spot, even Will or people where Will's from, like they won't they won't be like, nah, like Venezuelans are hard workers. I just don't like the ones that do this. They're just like, bro, those motherfuckers are lazy. It's in their culture. It's in their blood. And I'm like, damn, bro, there has to be like two good ones. Like, yeah, no refugees, get out. Motherfuckers be like, the ship sank. Good. I'm just like, bro, they died. What are you saying, bro? They do not care, bro. They do not care. Yeah, Spain gets a lot of Venezuelans. Everywhere gets a lot of Venezuelans, bro. Their country's falling apart, bro. Yeah, bro. Soccer, throwing bananas on the field, bro. I can say confidently that that would never happen in the United States. Like I said, we're way better about our subtle racism, bro. You will never get people at a football game just throwing bananas on the field, bro. Like, when I started seeing that shit in soccer, I was just like, this gotta be something else. They can't be throwing bananas at the black players, bro. Like, bro, you got 100 people just chucking bananas at a black. I'm like, bro, they brought bananas. Like, you went to the store and said, okay, Pogba's playing today. I can't wait to throw this fucking banana at him when he messes up. Like, that's insane, bro. You went and bought a banana to throw at a black player. That's crazy, bro. The Irish after the Queen died. I don't even think that's racist because England was like shitting on them. But that shit was funny though. Lizzie's in a box. Lizzie's in a box. Get off my earth. Hell yeah, that's the attitude, brother. This is my earth. We dominate it. Get out of here. But yeah, I would agree with that. I think Americans are, like I said, a little bit better about our racism. Shows up in other places. Can't get a job. Shit like that. But they're not gonna tell you they're racist. They're gonna be like, we found a better fit. This guy doesn't have a college education or anything actually, but he just did better than you in the interview process. You got the Indy 500 outside your apartment. I guess so, bro. It's funny. Like, I never see any good-looking cars out here, so I don't know like where those noises come from. I don't know who has these engines or exhaust pipes, or I don't know shit about cars. I don't know what makes that noise. Yeah. Mexicans in Europe must have a visa. There's no way to swim across the Atlantic. You don't have to swim across the Atlantic. You can go from Africa. You can go from Morocco to there. That's where they do it at. They just use the same routes that the Africans use. So you just go across the sea, but you don't actually have to go from like Mexico to Spain on a fucking Atlantic voyage. You want to see if someone's bigoted? Bring up the topic of Haitian immigration. I don't even think that, bro. You can bring up the topic of immigration with other cultures outside of even both of those, because people generally see Mexicans and Haitians as poor. but they'll say like some other culture, some Asian culture, some whatever, like, well, yeah, as long as they blah blah blah, and it's just like, really, bro? Like, because at first they'll say, well, we don't want to, like I said, I don't ever want to make this channel political, but they'll have two different stories, and it's like, are you against this shit happening or not, bro? Like, you can see Morocco from Spain. Yeah, facts. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They just take those routes. They take the fucking the Lanza, like the speedboat. Like you can see Russia from Alaska. I don't know that that's facts, but there did used to be that strait that you could walk a long time ago. But that sounds realistic. I'm about to copy and paste it. You can see the moon from Earth. Now that is a fact. I seen that with my own eyes. Let me see. Yes, you can see Russia from Alaska. It's pretty easy to see the big Diomede Island. It's a little Diomede Island. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but I don't care. At just over 50 miles, it'll be a distant view, but still proves that you can see Russia from Alaska. Interesting. I actually did not know that. You just taught me something, Planet. You can see these facts if you get real close with some binoculars. Little ass nuts. France has been destroyed. I can't see the rest of this. Let me pin it. France has been destroyed by protests because cops killed a black guy. It wasn't just a black guy. It was like a 16-year-old kid. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say they've been destroyed. The thing is, they always post these protests in France, and you'll see fire and shit. But it'll be like one block, and they make it seem like for instance, in this case, they're like, it's caused like this whole little racial war because they're like, no, France isn't protesting. It's the Africans in France, and they're destroying the whole city. And then like, it's kind of like the stuff that happened here in Portland. Someone will actually go there and be like, yeah, actually, it's just these 3 blocks right here. It's not the whole city because I'm eating in the city right now. Like, so it's kind of hard to tell what's facts and what's not if you're not getting like a first-hand account from someone on the ground that's not a media source. But France is like constantly under protest. So I don't know. That place is crazy. I wouldn't want to live there. I would not want to live there. Some English YouTuber says the French will riot over everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I've literally seen like 6 riots in the last year, but that lets me know that it's not like not citywide wherever it's happening at, which is usually Paris, right? It's not citywide because that shit would be destroyed. Because it's like, how was there a riot 3 months ago and everything got burned down, and now there's another riot and they're burning everything down? Like, did they really rebuild a whole city in 3 months? Probably not. It's like they destroyed some buildings, same shit they do here. Doesn't mean they tore the whole city down. Yeah, I'm not saying there wasn't violence. There's definitely violence, but I'm just saying sometimes the media likes to make it seem like it's crazy. The Icon 2020. How old are you, bro? You won't even tell me who you are. You want me to tell you how old I am, bro? You want to know my whole life, bro? You want to know my address? You want to know my middle name? I'm 31 though. I turned 31 a couple months ago. I would ride too when Macron changed the age to retire. Yeah, that was crazy. I just think, yeah, they just have a lot of stuff going on, bro. And every time I see them riding, I'm like, damn, why they riding? And then I read it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I probably would have joined in. What's up, Jimbo? Can't come up here. Can't come up here. Let's see how long this has been. Pretty decent. Past the hour and a half. I didn't know if I were gonna get an hour. We got an hour. We got an hour and a half. Oxa's on the phone in the back right now, but I can tell you right now, when she gets off the phone, she's gonna be ready to eat. So, nah, I'm not going 5 hours tonight.
Okay.
Oh, you ready?
Yes.
Yep. See, she said she's ready. So I'm about to end this stream.
About to end this man's career.
Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all maybe tomorrow. I'll try to get Will to come on here tomorrow. So Orlando's spitting facts again, but I'm not about to read it because I'm about to click end stream. So all I saw was that she's a centrist.
The Elmo Jalen. I love Jalen too. The Elmo Phil.
Ready to eat the Icon 2020, who we still don't know because he won't reveal himself.
The Elmo Planet Moolah too.
2. All right, y'all. Holla at y'all later. Thanks.